Not going anywhere for a while. Grab a Snickers. Wrecking Crew. What? What? Okay, I hope you guys can hear me, but Shantia. Okay, Shantia Wrecking Crew. You guys got to calm down in the chat over there. It is going back and forth. I can't have you guys fighting though. I mean, literally, I can't have you guys fight in the match. So and now that Shantia's man is over on the other show, I can't have Tyrant and Jordan Alexander fighting anymore. So you guys gotta pull it back a little, calm down, bring it down, bring the vibes down here, guys. So I'm hoping you guys can hear me now. If anybody can hear me, let me know so we can continue our draft. We are through 6 full rounds for both shows. We're about to get to the next pick. Sorry, I said yeah. We're through 5 full rounds here. Okay, so it looks like we're back up. So I've gotten confirmation that we are in fact back up and running. We are going to get this underway now. Shane has been looking up and down this roster, thinks that there are still some good guys left. Not sure exactly who the best talent is, but if he's going to choose one talent left on this roster, interesting. He's looking it up and down, still hasn't made his pick yet. Okay, looks like he is ready to go. Okay, he is in fact going for I think I'm a little bit surprised by this pick, but not too surprised. This guy has done well in his whole career. In reality, he's taken a tag team here, the only other tag team left. But I think it's for one man individual. I think Deshaun Johnson is the man he's really trying to go for here. So Deshaun and Rashad Johnson being picked here by War. But, if this team ever breaks up, he thinks he's got to steal by taking Deshaun. So that is officially the next pick for War. Deshaun and Rashad. Okay, so now we are over to the 6th pick. 6th pick now. That's right, 6th pick for the skirmish roster. Lead Wolfie, I can't remember off the top of my head. I believe that you put your feet up on the ropes in order to get your victory. I think you cheated to win. So, Sammy turning, I don't know if he already was heel specifically, but definitely a dirty victory. But hey, if it got him gold, it's hard to go against what he did, in the ring. Okay, guys, so let's get it up on the screen. I never actually put it up here. Deshaun, just right there. Shane taking Deshaun and Rashad Johnson, the duo. Shane very impressed with this man here. Doesn't really know Rashad too much, and of course they're 0-1 as a team. But I think booking on Deshaun himself being up there. I pulled a Tom Brady, says Tom. You cheated to win. Okay. So now converging with Sting, finding out what is going on. Okay, a surprise pick here, but I think this is a colorful one. It's definitely a man some people might not have thought would be picked this early, but I think this guy has some promise and definitely has some appeal. And if you're trying to get that younger viewer in, Clown Danger is the way to go. And yes, that is in fact the next pick for Skirmish, Clown Danger, 6th round pick for the show. And, some people might be saying they think that's way too early for this man. What has he done to deserve being on this show? And the real question is, why would you be talking about that? Who cares? It's just a draft. Why are you arguing the stupid point? But to me, I honestly think that's a pretty good pick this late in the draft. I mean, we're 6 picks in, but we're about halfway through. And, some of these guys really haven't proven themselves. Clown Danger at least has had some really good wins throughout his career, whether it was XCW or even this year he's had a couple of good wins, including that fatal 4-way at the pay-per-view. I pulled the Tom Clown Danger said he's and Sammy Danger very happy to see Clown Danger being drafted over to Skirmish because he wants to end his life for the fact that he is using the Danger moniker. Maybe we'll see these two guys matched up very soon. Okay, let's see. Who do we have left? Ooh, some good names still left on this roster. And I think I'm going to go with a former, what's known now as a Wrecking Crew. We're going to go with a former Wrecking Crew member, a man who really has not proven himself in this year's in the EWF, but definitely proved himself back in XCW. A man who deserves to wait no longer. And that is, in fact, this man right here, Nick Nitro, being picked right here as the 7th pick for War. Interesting pick. So far he has not looked very good in his matches, has disappointed thus far this year, but has a pedigree in the past, and you can't just throw away the entire past when you're looking toward the future. So interesting pick here. Okay, now I'm converging with Sting, finding out who Sting wants to pick. Let me look over here. We got Nick Nitro very happy to get picked now. Apparently Clown got picked over him. He was not happy about Clown Danger going before him, but won't have a chance to, exact any revenge on him. But looks like Sting might be ready to go. Let's check him back in with him real fast as we see more comments coming in on the broadcast here. Nice, good pick. Okay, the pick is in. You see Nick Nitro on the left side there, but now it's our 7th pick over for Skirmish. So far, they have taken Brent Ryder, picked by Tyrant, actually, not picked by our general manager. Jackson Jordan second, Jordan Alexander, followed by Chris Cryptic, Foreign Affairs, the tag team, Clown Danger in that last round, and now they have decided on a man. Interesting here. He has had some good matches. He had a great match with Brian Nash, couldn't get the job done. Brian Nash's first win, actually, in the company came against this man. But there he is. Oh, it's 2 R's, not 2 A's. That was throwing me off there. I think I misspelled his name when I wrote it down. Aaron Wilson, the next pick over on Skirmish. This guy is definitely a young talent, has not had a lot of experience in the ring when it comes to this level of competition, but definitely seems willing and ready to get better. And, the fact that he could take Nash to such good lengths, I think he definitely deserved consideration for being this high in the draft. Who's on Shane roster, LOL, says Nitro. Wolfie, I'm sorry, I can't inform you of that. I will promise you that it is not me making those picks. And it is definitely a man that I feel personally is definitely not biased, not trying to stack it a certain way, just trying to make a good roster. I told him that he needs to make this roster just like I'm trying to do for War, or Shane is trying to do for War. We needed somebody else to draft the other show who's also trying to make a great roster. And personally, see, some people might think Aaron Wilson is a bad pick. I don't. I think he is an interesting character and a guy that definitely could prove useful in the future. Jay has not been drafted yet, Lil Mac. Okay, now it is War's turn. They've got to counter that last pick. And so Aaron Wilson, Nick Nitro, your last 2 picks. Let's get them off the board here. And our next pick, I'm surprised he's fallen this late, but I think it would be a travesty to let this man fall any further. I know he had a very rough match against Nash at the pay-per-view, but this man was undefeated, had 4 consecutive matches, had a shot to become our first world champion, and I want to say it's a personal. I think that Shane can't believe he fell. I think he was going to let him slide to skirmish, but he can't let this go on anymore. Demon too good of a man to let go any further down. He proved himself in the ring throughout his first month here in the EWF. And Demon, now officially a member of War, can he, maybe work his way back up, get another shot at Nash, maybe prove that he's not nearly as weak in comparison to Nash as he appeared to be, that he is that man that we saw for those 4 previous weeks get victories, including over Brent Ryder and a few other really good individuals. So, and here we go. We're going to go ahead and get on to the next pick for Skirmish now. It is, in fact, going to be... No, hadn't decided yet. Still trying to decide here. But we'll see. It may be moments away. I think he looks like he's ready to go. Interesting choice here. This man has had maybe the roughest start of anybody in the company this year, but people got to remember this man came shooting out like a rocket over in XCW. This guy came in the first month of his career, went and won the TV title off of CJ, a man picked second on War. This man came in and took the title off of him, only lost it in a triple threat match. Then went on to win the tag team titles. This with only 3 months left in the entire existence of XCW. Came in, won 2 different championship belts, and defended that belt at WrestleMania. Of course, Dallas Morgan was one half of those tag team champions. The other half, a former member of the Wolfpack, Junior. It's an interesting pick. A guy who is really cannot pick up a win this year thus far. But again, a pedigree in the past has anything to do with what could happen in the future. This is a very good 8th round pick. And that heads us into the 9th round now. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and set this up. Yes, Wolfie, I will actually manage both shows. The actual draft itself, I didn't want to be drafting both sets of rosters, because then it's just really, in reality, I could just plan it out ahead of time. This is actual real. This is not planned out ahead of time. I do not know who Sting is going to pick. Shane McMahon, it just depends on who's left and kind of how the draft feels to be going. So, interesting choices. So Junior is gone, and see what we got here. Quite a few members left on the roster. KC has been picked up, Little Mac. Oh, let's see. Some of these guys have shown off a little bit of a fight here this year. Some of these guys have been in the company in the past, and some of these guys are really so new it's hard to tell anything about them yet. But I think I'm going to go with a little bit of stretch here. And I'm not sure why I'm doing this, but he really impressed me in his only match. He's 1-0 in the company. Great Fatal 4-Way win. I'm going to go with Shane McMahon is taking this guy because he feels this guy has a shot to pull off some great victories here in the company. Trey Savage is getting taken up right here, right now. Off, what could have been a guy that, if he came in and did nothing at the pay-per-view, that might have been it. Trey Savage could have been the last pick for all we know in the draft. Instead, he had an impressive match, really dominated against Rage. They basically fought one-on-one in that Fatal 4-Way, and he came up the victor in that match. So Trey Savage getting taken up 9th here, and that leaves, still quite a few members left on the roster, but we're heading back over to Sting to see who his pick's going to be. Super Headbuster said, "You can get wrecked, LOL." Little Mac, which roster is he on? He is over on KC. He is over on War. He got picked, I believe, 4th over on War. Yes, 4th pick on War with KC. We are now on the 9th pick, and we are over on Skirmish. About to find out who gets the next guy. Best 669. You actually, hold on one second, Sting. We got to answer this fan real fast. Best 669. You can get a superstar. What you got to do is you got to submit him to me. Well, in reality, and as long as he doesn't have, inappropriate content, I had one guy try to submit a full nudity picture once on the guide. I was like, really glad I didn't download that guy because it was hidden on his entrance attire. But yes, you can. You got to make one on the Xbox One, whether it's you or your friend or whatever. Send me a friend invite. Send me a message on Xbox One. My gamer tag is ImageMaker, and no spaces, no fancy spelling. Send me a message. Let me know what the guy's name is, how to download him, and I will add him to a roster. We still have a few spots left to bet 669. Okay, and okay, go ahead. And Sting was about to tell me. I had to cut him off. My bad. I don't want to upset a legend, so go ahead, Sting. Go ahead and let me know who your next pick is. Okay, this man is known as Little John Cena. And I don't think it's a moniker he likes. But in reality, if he is a smaller version of John Cena but can do what John Cena does in the ring, win regardless of how badly he's beaten, then yes, I would not hate that moniker. And I don't, maybe he doesn't hate this moniker, but Matt Morgan is your next pick. Let's go ahead and get it over here on the screen. Here he is, Matt Morgan, the next pick for Sting over on Skirmish. Some interesting picks. Definitely, if you're going the opposite side of Junior, Junior has not proved anything here in the EWF, but Matt Morgan has with some really good victories, a triple threat win, a great, I think he has 3 victories in his 4 or 5 matches, so a pretty good ratio for Matt Morgan and what he's done so far. Jordan Alexander has been drafted, King does believe. Jordan Alexander was drafted 3rd over on Skirmish. So he is over on Skirmish, separated, though, from, of course, Dallas Morgan and CJ Lyons and Colin Morgan as well. All of those guys are over on War. So, the Wolfpack, he breaks the Wolfpack up. The rest of the Wolfpack seems to have landed on War. And, of course, Alexander ending up on Skirmish by himself. It's kind of interesting. These two guys seem to have been the leaders, never officially leaders. Brian Nash alone by himself, his entire faction over on Skirmish. Jason Alexander, broke up his group, but his entire group now on the other side, a lone man, a lone wolf on a completely, it's so weird for him. It's going to be something new. He doesn't have that backup like he used to. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and move on. That was the 9th pick over for them on Skirmish. Of course, Shane McMahon looks like he is chomping at the bits to get his next guy out of his mouth. And I think he is excited this guy is still here. He's very pumped that this guy, he is impressed thus far in the EWF. And he is an EWF original. Never a member of the XCW. So, this is some new blood over on that roster. And he is taking this man. He had considered taking this guy last round, survived one more round. He's got to take Adam Quinn. Let's go and get him up on here on the screen. He is right here. Adam Quinn, now a member of War. This War roster looking really good. In reality, both these rosters are looking really good from top to bottom. I don't see too many holes thus far. Some guys that, haven't proven themselves are going to get to, and some guys who've proven themselves are going to fall short in the future. So, with the roster being split, there's less guys that you can beat, less, if you want to call it fodder for the top guys, that you're going to have more top guys having to face each other. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to end up being the top on both of these shows. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the next thing here. 10th pick. And personally, I'm glad this guy somehow made it. Kind of like beating Jackson Jordan. You would not have expected this guy to do what he did. But just like Jackson Jordan, that victory he got, you can call it cheating, call it whatever you wanted. You can call it, it's not really him. He didn't cheat. The referee cheating. But dumb luck. But whatever this is, Jacob Davis, the man who beat Jackson Jordan. Jackson Jordan, of course, the 2nd pick over on Skirmish. He cannot seem to shake this guy. Jacob Davis now officially member of this roster. Let's go ahead and get him over here next to Sting. And the man that, there he is, Jacob, J-A-C, I don't know why I can spell it. Jacob Davis, the man known to some as Chris Generico. make his way over to Skirmish. Definitely an interesting choice there. I personally love that choice though. And we've got quite a few members left. I think I'm gonna go with a little bit of shock here. I'm gonna thank you for ruining A1's career. Oh, you're saying that's a Shantia? What? Oh, jeez. You're killing me here, guys. I'm not watching the chat as much, but you guys just can't leave each other alone. Dip nut UB to tornado like the what? Okay, I can't even. Let's get back to the draft. Okay, Shane's already sent his pick in. I'm about to show you it to a guy maybe you're not expecting. A guy who's only had one match, did not win that match, did not get beaten. I mean, technically got the loss because it was a fatal four-way. Did not get beaten, but I feel like this guy deserves to be on this show. And it's interesting. This guy has a connection to a superstar. Not sure if he's ready to say it yet, but Jay, not Jay McGregor. What? No, not Jay McGregor or Jay McGurger, as it as it seems to be pronounced. No, we're going with actual, just plain old Jay here, coming over to the War roster. A War roster. Let me give you a quick rundown one more time of the roster so far. Of course, Brian Nash, your champion of the world. Ricky Brown, your Intercontinental champion. And the picks: Tyrant, CJ Lyons, Shane Thomas, Casey, Dallas and Collis Morgan. Dallas and Colin Morgan, Deshaun and Rashad Johnson, Nick Nitro, Demon, Trey Savage, Adam Quinn, and now Jay joining the show. Maybe a surprise pick here, getting all the way up to an 11th draft pick for a brand new guy. Pretty good. But, we've seen some surprising picks on Skirmish. This might be the most surprising thus far for this. Could have easily been one of the last few picks. We don't know much about this guy, but pushed up, elevated a little bit. And Sting looks like he's chomping at the bits, ready to go. Let's see. Maybe he's already chosen his next guy as well. Ooh, interesting choice. I like this guy. Showed a little bit of character on the show. Sadly, picked up a loss in his first victory. Got the pinfall against him. But this guy, I don't know. He had something different about him. He wasn't your cookie cutter cutout. He wasn't quite a carbon copy of some kind of zany guys in the past. Seems to be his own individual. Has a little bit of an it factor to him, maybe. Rage. Let's go ahead and show you what this man looks like here with this picture. Rage is your next official pick for this show. I like the blue face paint. Hashtag Felice Johnson. What? We here, bro, says Lil Mac. Sting, take that other Morgan brother. Want to be on Skirmish. Oh, Skirmish. King just believe, just to let you know, both of the Morgan brothers were drafted together because they are a tag team, the champions. So they were drafted as a team. Both are on War. So now, guys, we've got quite a few 11th on the show. We're getting pretty low on roster members now, but we've still got some good little nuggets in here as well. I don't know. I think we got to do it. I think we got to do it here. We're gonna go with I don't know. Shane really looking over this roster one last time. Oh, not calling that other guy. Morgan's already been drafted. Matt Morgan went over to Skirmish. I don't know if you ever saw that or not, but yeah, maybe you said that. I didn't see exactly what you said. I believe we got 7 picks left here in the draft, guys. I think that we are going for I think we're going for a classic field here. Man, we have not even seen compete in the company this year. A great XCW superstar. I'm interested to see how he's going to do. And so Shane McMahon with his 12th pick for War, taking Chris Cassidy. And, I feel this top to bottom, it's looking really good. But if you think about it, some of these guys have got to be jobbers in the end. I mean, if you picked the top 10 guys in the company, those 10 guys, half of them are going to have to lose every week. So, it's not going to be these 10 guys dominate the roster anymore if the roster is those 10 guys. So, choosing a guy, Chris Cassidy, this could be bad for him or it could be great for War. It's going to be interesting to see which of the two happens. When the draft is over, I'll go through who's on each show. But let's go ahead and get this officially up here. Chris Cassidy making his return will be on War. We're going to get over to Sting in just a moment. But when we are done, I will run through the rosters for you guys real quick. Let you know who is on each show. But no, Wolfie, we will not have any actual show tonight. Way too late. Not gonna run that here tonight. But this will be over. Means we will have a show tomorrow, as long as my voice doesn't go back out again. If I'm more hoarse because of so much talking tonight, I might have to take a few more days off in order to heal my throat and maybe try to get back to full working capacity before streaming. But we'll see. If it's fine tomorrow, we'll go ahead and do a stream tomorrow night. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. We're gonna steal on the 11th round, says Lil Mac. Okay, let's see. Sting is Sting ready. He's gonna come in with that pick. Ooh, interesting pick. Interesting pick. Former XCW guy. Most of the guys left, I think, have been in XCW. Not everybody. Uh, but this guy, I like this guy. He came in, made a huge impact on his debut, but really since then, has been up or down. But never really making an impact. So maybe this is his opportunity. Improve himself. Go from a low draft pick, late round pick, to being the guy. It'd be hard for this guy to climb that high. But you never know. I mean, for all we know, the last draft pick on the show might eventually become a world champion. It could easily happen. So MV3 over there, he is the official next pick, the 12th round pick for Skirmish. We're getting late here, guys. Thank God I have school in about 6 hours. Okay. MV3. Okay. We're getting pretty late in this draft, but I think it's time. I'm shocked this man has survived this long, but he was, I think, at the end of XCW, this man was probably so defeated the fact that he should have won a WrestleMania match. He dominated the match from start to finish, but couldn't overcome the 2-to-1 man advantage. And he's taken a little bit of time off, maybe reinvented himself. That's right, Dizzle Dan Juan here, coming back in with an extra name in the end. Dizzle Dan Juan. This man, formerly known as just Dizzle Dan. It's going to be interesting to see where this man has been. He's not competed in the company yet. Just got his EWF contract signed before this draft. So let's go ahead and get him here. Dan Juan. Yeah, he's the you can call him fat if you want to, the most hefty member of the roster. Not big and massive like guys like Sammy Danger, but thick. Guys like Samoa Joe, where this guy reminds you of. Dan Juan, definitely going to be interesting. And that puts 3 members of the Wrecking Crew over on War. That leaves Jackson Jordan by himself over on Skirmish. It's going to be interesting. Can he survive? So now Jackson Jordan is going to have to survive on his own. Brian Nash is going to have to survive on his own. Jordan Alexander is going to have to survive on his own. I mean, I got to say, at least Jordan Alexander has a valet. I think Jackson Jordan has a valet as well. Brian Nash is the only one that's truly alone. He has nobody on his show to support him. Vigilantes, I don't know if they're officially done. Can he build a new Vigilantes? Or will the Vigilante moniker maybe kept by Nash and Cryptic? Will they stay a team together? Will they maybe go back to being a tag team? I don't know. With the way this draft is going, the fallout that's going to happen from this draft. But MV3 was your last. Don Juan was your last pick, 13th pick over for War. Now let's see if Sting is ready with just 4 men left to go. Okay, this man being reunited with the man that he hated, but ended up tag teaming with the WrestleMania that turned their a match. They had a great match with the former Disciples of Darkness in XCW WrestleMania last year. But this man, has never quite lived up to his potential. Did very well, and this is him right here, Zach Zero. Did very well in the company. Got different chances eventually at championship belts. Had a great WrestleMania match, but in the end couldn't get the job done. Never successfully pulled off that big, big win. And so Zero now maybe trying to prove himself as he gets sent down to Skirmish. 13th pick. That leaves just 3 picks to go. Okay. Interesting choice between these 3 guys that are left. Shane is looking these 3 guys over, trying to figure out which one he thinks has the best potential. And you know what? He's going to go for it. He is going to take the man's name he's not sure if he can pronounce correctly. Jay McGregor. At least that's the way he pronounced it. Maybe it's a little bit of a Brett Favre. The letters are out of order. Sting telling him, whispering over to Shane McMahon, letting him know it's not Jay McGregor, it's Jay McGregor. Whatever. So Jay's officially off the board now. That leaves just 2 men left, Rob Visor and Mo. We are now officially in the 14th round of the draft. Second to last pick. What? Okay. 14th pick is in. Draft is coming to an end, guys. Pick the one in the middle, says Super Headbuster. Okay, Rob Visor is that man. Let's first go make this official pick. I never made the never showed us Jay McGregor here. Jay McGregor, as he likes to, as Sting keeps reminding me. And of course, now finally here, Rob Visor getting picked up. Visor's had a tough start to his career here in EWF. I don't think he has picked up a win yet, and I think that's the biggest reason why he's this far on the list. I think that he's, to a degree, a face that some guys don't even remember. So, hashtag T is, oh gosh. You guys are killing me in the chat here. Now get us some tacos? Seriously, what's going on? Okay, that leaves just 1 man left, and, the age-old, last but not least, I don't know if that's true. It very well could be. But this could eventually become a world champion. But right now, Mo is your final pick of the draft. We had that actually gives us a 2-man roster advantage over for War. They actually end up with 17 members drafted here tonight. And you know what? War's deciding, Shane deciding, you know what? He's going to give Sting and Skirmish the opportunity. If you want to even these rosters out, he's willing to give him the final superstar of the draft, Mo. So we're going to discuss this really quickly and find out if they, in fact, want to even this roster out right here, right now. Up to you. Hey, well, Mo not being traded, but Mo being allowed to even out the roster. So Mo, the only man to really flip here, looked like he was about to land over on War. Instead, Mo heading over to Skirmish now as the final pick being transferred. The fact that they had picked 2 tag teams earlier on versus the 1 tag team picked by Skirmish, that leaved an extra roster spot. Would have been a 2-man advantage. So instead, Mo, instead of going over to War, I don't know if this is good or bad for him, whether he was excited or upset now, whatever his emotions are, he is not going to end up War. No, Mo heading over to Skirmish instead. Interesting draft here, guys. I think it's a pretty good roster for both sides. I don't think there are big holes. It should be interesting. See, I think War might have some more heavy hitters, but in the end, that could hurt the show because what happens when you get disgruntled employees? You got to show if there are a couple, 2 or 3 jobbers on a show, those guys continue to lose. No one is worse for the wear. But if you get guys who expect to win and they start losing, that is going to give you some guys who are not happy. So I don't know. I don't know which side I necessarily give the advantage to in terms of the top talent. Top picks for both shows are great. Um, good. These are going to be great rosters on both shows, guys. I think both these rosters turned up well, really split things up. You see one member of the Vigilantes split from the rest, one member of the original Wolfpack split from the rest, one member from the, gosh, I don't know what's it, Wrecking Crew split from the rest. Um, Oddly enough, all three of those men ended up on Skirmish, and the rest of those factions all ended up on War. So it's kind of like the except for Nash. Excuse me, I forgot Nash. Nash, of course, on himself. Both him and Vigilant members ended up on Skirmish. But it's this split here is very interesting to see exactly how this is going to happen now. I don't know what Sting's plans were for the first pick. If this totally ruined everything by Brent Ryder being thrown over there, wasting the pick Sting didn't get. So basically, by Tyrant being picked by War, they got a second pick. They got Tyrant and CJ, and didn't have to deal with worrying about maybe CJ getting picked over by Sting. Maybe CJ was his top guy. He wanted that guy. We'll never know exactly what Sting's frustrations might have been about that first pick being stolen. Tyrant taking that pick and throwing Ryder over there. So that was a great match, a great draft. And these rosters are final. Let's go ahead one more time, run through the rosters for you. Okay, let's start with War. They drafted first Brian Nash, your world champion. Ricky Brown, your intercontinental champion. Tyrant, the first pick. CJ second. Shane following up third. Casey fourth. Dallas and Colin Morgan coming in with fifth. Deshaun and Rashad Johnson sixth. Nick Nitro seventh. Demon eighth. Trey Savage ninth. Adam Quinn 10th. Jay 11th. Chris Cassidy 12th. Dizzle Dan Juan 13th. And their final pick, Jay McGregor. Interesting final pick, but a great roster for War. They have got the tag team champions as well as their initial two champions as well. But over on Skirmish, another great roster. We've got Kirby, your world champion, Sammy Danger, your TV champion, followed up by Brent Ryder, the picked by the first pick of the entire draft, Tyrant himself, picking it for Skirmish, followed up by Tyrant's former faction member. I guess they're still members. I don't know, but not going to be competing with or against each other. Jackson Jordan as well on this roster. Jordan Alexander third. Chris Cryptic fourth. And, of course, we'll definitely see his lovely wife on both shows, but, his wife is the tag team champion. I'm sorry, the Divas champion. Foreign Affairs picked next. Alex Tyson and Jake Watson. Great pair there. Pick up for Skirmish. Clown Danger. A surprise early entrant for some, maybe. I think it was a great steal in the sixth round. Aaron Wilson picked up next. Junior, followed by Matt Morgan at 9. Jacob Davis at 10. Rage at 11. MV3 at 12. Zach Zero at 13. Rob Visor at 14. And the last pick of the draft, Mo. A steal at the end, trying to make sure that these rosters are even. Got that final pick as well. Mo sent over to Skirmish. And that is it, guys. Our roster draft is over. We have got even rosters. We've got, I believe, 14, 18 men on both rosters. Still allowed a little bit of wiggle room. A few men can be added in the future to each roster. It's going to be interesting to see when new members come in which show they land on now, as we are officially two separate brands. If you are a member of one brand and you're not the tag team champions right now, you will stay exclusively to that brand. Each brand will have its own pay-per-views each month as well. But thank you for tuning into our draft. That is going to be the end of the draft. We will try to have some EWF action for you tomorrow. We will see both War and Skirmish, and most of you, if not all of you, will be in action when we get there. Thank you for tuning in. That is the end of our broadcast this evening. Xbox Switch. Final picks right there, guys. Let's get this underway. Shane, thank you very much for your attendance and your great draft. Sting, you as well, taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here to represent Skirmish for us here tonight. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate each one of you being here in the broadcast. even if we're having some crazy back and forth action between different members. That's it, guys. Sorry, I was trying to read the chats over here. Okay.